What's the sweetest lie someone told to help you without you knowing? I was 22 and completely broke after my dad's cancer treatment wiped out our entire family savings. The medical bills just kept coming, even after we lost him. I'd been dating Daniela for 8 months, and while she knew things were tight, she had no idea I was literally choosing between gas money and groceries most weeks. I was too proud to tell her the truth. She came from this stable, middle-class family where money wasn't really discussed because it was never an issue. Daniela worked as a graphic designer at this trendy marketing firm downtown, and she'd always suggest these nice restaurants or weekend trips like it was no big deal. I'd make excuses or suggest cheaper alternatives without explaining why. Valentine's Day was approaching, and I was having actual panic attacks about it. She kept mentioning this new Italian place called Marcello's that had just opened downtown. All her coworkers were raving about it. She'd show me pictures on Instagram of their pasta dishes. I looked up their menu online one night and nearly threw up. Entrees started at $35. With drinks and everything, we'd be looking at over $100 easy. I had $43 in my checking account. The night before Valentine's Day, I was lying in bed trying to figure out how to break up with her without breaking her heart when she called me. She was practically screaming with excitement. "Babe, you're not going to believe what just happened. I was listening to that morning radio show on my drive home, and they were doing this Valentine's contest thing. I called in on a whim, and I actually won." My heart stopped. Won what? Dinner for two at Marcello's. Complete 3-course meal, wine pairing, the whole romantic package. Can you believe it? I never win anything. I literally started crying right there on the phone. She thought I was just emotional about how perfect the timing was, and I let her think that. The next night was incredible. We dressed up. She looked absolutely stunning in this red dress I'd never seen before. The restaurant was exactly as fancy as I'd imagined, with dim lighting and actual cloth napkins. I kept waiting for them to tell us there was some mistake, but the waiter treated us like VIPs. 3 courses, wine pairings, even a complimentary dessert because it was Valentine's Day. Daniela kept talking about how crazy lucky we were, how she couldn't believe she'd actually won something for once. I felt like the universe had finally decided to cut me a break after months of everything going wrong. For the first time in forever, I actually relaxed and enjoyed myself instead of calculating the cost of every bite. We talked for hours about everything except money. She told me about her childhood, her dreams of maybe starting her own design firm someday. I told her about my dad, how he'd always wanted to travel to Italy but never got the chance. That night felt like a turning point for us, like maybe I wasn't such a disaster after all. 6 months later, things had gotten a little better for me financially. I'd picked up some freelance work and was slowly getting back on my feet. We were at her apartment one evening, just watching Netflix, when her phone rang. She glanced at it and was about to decline the call when I saw the radio station's name on the screen. "Answer it," I said. "Maybe you won something else." She reluctantly picked up. "Congratulations, this is KQED Morning Radio, and you're our lucky winner for a romantic dinner for 2 at Marcello's Italian restaurant." The color drained from her face. She quickly mumbled something about already being a winner and hung up, but I'd heard enough. I said slowly. "Didn't you already win that exact prize 6 months ago?" She wouldn't meet my eyes. Her face was turning bright red. "I can explain. You never entered any contest, did you?" She sat down on the couch next to me, looking like she wanted to disappear. "I could see how stressed you were about Valentine's Day. You kept suggesting we just stay in and cook, but I knew you were just worried about money. I saw how hard you were trying to hide it. So you spent $200 and made up an entire story." I called the restaurant and explained the situation. They were actually really sweet about it. They said they'd gotten similar requests before, people wanting to treat someone special without making them feel like charity. I just stared at her. "You've been carrying around this lie for 6 months? Worth every penny to see you actually enjoy yourself that night, instead of worrying about whether you could afford to order an appetizer." That's when I knew I was going to marry this woman. We've been together 5 years now, and she still occasionally wins things when money gets tight. I don't call her out on it anymore.